Hi, welcome to the data virtualization demonstration. No code required with JBoss Data Virtualization. This is the data in cloud plus data on premise equals integrated data as a service. So let's go through the overview, and you can access these slides and get more detail and videos and links and references by accessing the URL that you see there at the top with dvdemo-cloud. So we have two sources, MySQL on OpenShift and Salesforce SAS. And those are our two data sources that we're going to use. And then we're going to create the views through data virtualization. And we're going to use the web UI to create these views and do the compose of the views and deploy the VDB will be deployed into data virtualization. We have the Feed Henry Consumer, which is a mobile application for Salesforce users in the field, and DV Dashboard, which is a view of the data in different formats for the executive user. And so let's go ahead and let's start with our web UI. What we want to show here is we're going to manage our data sources through here. So we're going to have a code-free experience. We have our MySQL data source, and you'll see the URL there, and our username and password. And this MySQL is part of the application on OpenShift, and it's a MySQL cartridge. Then we have our Salesforce SAS, you see the URL and username and password there, that I set up over on Salesforce. And let's take a look here. So when I look here at my application, I have my data virtualization 6.1 cartridge, my MySQL 5.5 cartridge, my PHP, my admin 4.0 cartridge. And if I look at the data, within MySQL, you'll see it's the product code and sales price. And when I look over on Salesforce, you'll see it's the product code and product name. Well, individually, that gives us different parts of the product, but it doesn't give us the aggregated, federated view of product code, name, and price. And so what we want to do within the web UI, I'll get there in just a second. Where'd it go? So what we want to do within our data library, we have our Salesforce product service. And if we look here, of course, we can access these individual with OData and REST endpoints as well as JDBC. You'll notice our Salesforce service gives us our name and product code. If we go back to the library and look at our MySQL service, you'll notice that this gives us our product code and sales price, and I can access that individually as well. But what's nice and what we can do, the data virtualization, is create this mashup of the service. Now this is code free. What I did is I chose my data sources, I chose my tables, then I told it to do a join on the product code. So I didn't have to write any code to create this mashup service. Look at the details here, but you'll notice it comes back with product code, sales price, and name. So I can use my OData endpoint on my mobile app and my JDBC URL for my dashboard. And so let's hop over to, let's go to the Feed Henry mobile application first. And this is for Salesforce users in the field that want access on their mobile application. And what I want to highlight here, we could create an MBAS service that would be available to multiple mobile applications, but I created this from one of the quick start templates. But if we look at our hello.js, you'll notice it's doing the OData endpoint with our username and password, and I can send in a filter to to filter on the name. And if I jump back up here and then I go to my client, has a nice preview for our iPhone and other devices that are listed up here, such as our Galaxy, Nokia, our Nexus, etc. So we're going to look at the we're just going to look at the iPhone 5, and we're going to make it a little bit larger. But what we're going to do, you can enter in a partial to look at a partial name. But if I just click the retrieve, it's going to pull back all of them. So there you go. It retrieved product code, sales price, and name, just like through our mashup service. And if I select one of these, right now it's not doing anything on clicking on the row. But we're going to build on that to have a form where you can update the data, insert new products, and even do deletes. But right now this is just doing a select and display within the mobile app. And now if I switch over to the view for the executive user, I want to look at my data in the dashboard. And in the middle there, and I added two data spreadsheet views, table views on the left and right, but one of those could be deleted. But you'll notice on this sales price and product code, I'm displaying a pie chart. And then on the left and right, like I said, I have the table view for the product code, sales price, and name. So that's using the aggregated view as well, so that we can display this data through the dashboard. And what's nice about this, when you look at the Feed Henry application, I'm using OData through there. But with the dashboard, I'm just using a JDBC connection here for this mashup service. And when you look at this, you'll notice the URL I'm using there. So I'm using JDBC, and then I create my data provider for the key performance indicators that I added over in on my page for my workspace. So thanks for joining, and look at the specific videos that go in depth on each part and creating it, as well as the overview. I think you'll see that the key, the summary and key takeaways, multiple data sources and the cloud and on-premise, showing how to build a composite service. DV acts as the abstraction layer, consumed by multiple sources. And this could be used by Fuse, BPMS, BRMS. So thanks for joining.